we get a flashback scene to the white residence, and it had to be 16, 17 years ago, and it's sitting empty. Walt is with a pregnant Skylar, meeting with the realtor. Walt looks different. He almost looks cool. You know what I mean? He looks like he's just full of life. Actually, the scene kind of, you can see that Walt's life is still in front of him at this moment. You know what I mean? And even the way he walks, the way he talks. He's making small talk with the realtor. They're telling their corny jokes. Don't forget, I get a cut. Lou, when you be doing the sales and shit, you be saying goofy shit like that. Little corny, little. Don't forget about me.
Cap.
Yeah.
He definitely hit him with the finger point, like, ha ha ha.
That's funny. Yeah, you gotta add a little humor in there sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I could. Yeah, man.
People give you buddy.
Talk about having a camera set up. I pay to see that.
I would pay to see Spike just
on the job, just on any job. Don't matter what it is.
To be honest, all of us, everybody I record with, I would pay to see everybody at work.
That's a fact.
Just seeing everybody.
I want to see Spike Lee when he was working at Walgreens. Oh, that probably was one of the most trash versions. Or no, I want to see you at the call place.
The call
Exactly.
Hey.
That's the one that deserved the camera at the insurance.
That probably would have been most fried, 100%. Man. But we see Skylar giving a walkthrough, and Walt is thinking bigger. 3 bedrooms isn't enough. The backyard isn't that big. We need at least 5 bedrooms. He has their future mapped out, at least 3 kids. We need the spare room for working from home so you can write. It's just not enough. We need to set our sights high. Why buy a starter house when we have to move out in a year or two? There's nowhere to go but up. And that explained a lot about Walter and just where he was. Like, I think today, the present day version of Walt makes a lot more sense because that's a man who nothing that he planned out to do happened. And I don't know what that looks like or what that feels like. Just imagine having a laundry list of things that you say your life is going to look like, and then you look up 18 years from then or whatever it is, and none of that stuff has happened. Actually, you backwards, and you thought that the life was in front of you. So this really supports Spike Lee's Walt was broken bad from the beginning, because you can see it. What we didn't see was the gap in between time of how this shit just slowly but surely started deteriorating. So what do we think about this cold open as we kind of get a younger Walt? We get the whites with their future in tow.
This is interesting because who is this dude? This person has never been explicit. This is the only scene we got of this dude right here. Because if we're doing the timeline right, this is after Gray Matter. So he's not working with Gretchen. It has to be. Because remember, Skylar didn't even know Gretchen and him dated. I'm thinking this after Gray Matter, after he gone. So what do he got
They said, remember, he said a different name. He didn't say Gray Matter. Remember, the realtor said, I heard you doing big things over there. Okay. But that wasn't Gray Matter that he
was talking about some kind of lab work, though, right?
Yeah, it was definitely lab. Right. I don't know if Walter was in there for himself or,
So he started his own thing, if it was something popular around town. But this the dude right here, like what you said in your open, Rich, that you thought you were getting at the start of Breaking Bad, when I refused to believe that he wasn't already Broken Bad. This dude right here got big dreams. He still got a little swag. He got the little leather coat on. It's like this dude right here is interesting. This is way more interesting than where we start with Breaking Bad, because I have so many questions. And this also adds to my theory, like you said, Rich. By the time we get to this nigga, he got the turkey bacon for his birthday, and where we started on Breaking Bad, it's over with. I'm a fucking villain. I just need one, and just give me a reason. Give me a reason. What's the 13th reason why? Like, he was at his 13th reason when we started this series, but this was way back at reason number 1 or 2 or 3. So like, this is really interesting to me.
Great points.
It's interesting to me. I would have liked this to have been placed somewhere else, though. For me. It's a great cold open. It's a great flashback. I just would have liked it placed somewhere else. It doesn't hurt this episode at all for me, but it's just one of them things. Like, I feel like I could watch this little cold open and then turn around and play the pilot. You know what I mean? Like, this cold open, the way it works, it's like if you see this and then you see the pilot and see how life did not go for him. It fit perfectly, and I mean that would have been a bold thing to do early on to like show this and then get that version of it. But I did like it. There was something interesting though. Skylar was
1993, by the way.
Okay, 93.
That opening scene was set in 1993.
Okay. Skylar said something interesting though. She said this is a really good neighborhood, and the high school is down the street. So that's two things that are very interesting in the sense that. Yeah, it was a good neighborhood, but now look at the neighborhood. You have a drug dealer in it, right? The high school, it was a good high school, but yeah, now you got a drug dealer. Well, you had a drug dealer working in it. You know what I mean? So it's this interesting thing of they're playing with this idea and concept of innocence. You know what I mean? Of this kind of green, not using the color references I always use, but like this kind of green idea of things. And I don't know, it's interesting. I didn't really understand why it was placed here, and maybe y'all can elaborate for me. It's a good flashback, good cold open. I just don't understand why it was placed particularly here. It almost felt like what's her name, Anna Gunn. Yeah. It almost felt like there was a contractual thing or something where it's like, hey, she's set to be in this many episodes. She's supposed to be in every episode of the season, but this episode we got for the finale, you know, she's not going to be in because of what we're going to do. I don't know. I don't know why. Just the placement for me is, I don't understand the placement. I'm sorry. It's just that's the only thing about it.
I think not all of them, but I think a lot of these cold opens, they're kind of random, but I think what it took away was, or what you're supposed to take away is, like we mentioned, who Walt was at that time in 1993. Just there's nowhere to go but up. I just think that's a reminder that that's who we always was. And really, when you look at him today, especially with his business, that's how he works. That's how he operates. Like, I'm not taking by all means necessary. This is my lab. Like, Walt's delusional. Walt thinks he's the boss. He thinks he's the one in charge. He's always thought he's the smartest in the room. And he likes playing this game, even though there is something to be said about the flirting with life and death. I think that he enjoys figuring this out and seeing how far can I take this. Like, the sky's the limit for us. Like, I think he's referencing him and his cooking more than anything. And that's kind of what he uses that mindset to transfer to. I could be making that up, but I think that's kind of what it's trying to show us. Just like, who is this? Almost like what Spike Lee said, like, who is this guy? I don't even know this dude. Like, how we get from that to where we are today. And it kind of, you see a little bit of that still in him when he, gets in fight or flight mode.
Here's why I think the placement makes sense, Mo.
Okay.
Walt is always a guy. He fucks everything up. And this is the episode before he fuck up what they got going on, in the sense of how Gus is looking at it anyway. Of course, they're going to keep cooking for him, but just like with Gray Matter, just like that brief mention of wherever that place is he's working, he fucked up because he didn't work there anymore. The school, the car wash, and his job with Gus now. Like, every place he goes, usually it's because of him that shit start going wrong because of what you said. He has this cockiness about him where I feel like I run this shit. But you don't have the leadership skills in any of these scenarios to run them. So I think, and I may be reaching, but I think this is just a part of the timeline to show you everywhere he stops at, he fucked up. And even here where it looks like he got it going on, this, that, and the third, he fucked up that opportunity, whatever it was then.
Yeah, like Sandy or something like that. I don't know.
I can see a little bit to what you're saying, Spike, because there is this idea of you're dropped into the pilot and then you get like the Gray Matter. I think that's even season 1 Gray Matter, right? The episode. And you get this idea of feeling like he ain't had a fair shot, a fair chance. Like, this is what life dealt him. And so when you get this cold open, that could lean into like kind of your interpretation, where it's like he had a fair shot at this point. Things were level. The kids weren't here yet. We hadn't purchased a house. You would think about a bigger house, but this house was, was the perfect fit. And now we find out in real time that it is. So I could see something like that. But again, the placement for me, this could have worked better when he was trying to negotiate with Skylar. What was it? I think last episode. I think going from this is where y'all started to now you're negotiating to I want to make visits. I need a key to the house. I think it works better placement wise there. That's but
well, I think with the interesting stuff that we never get is I want to know, how did you convince that guy that I saw in this cold open to move into this house? Like, it seemed like it was a no-go. Like, it seemed like he was always like,
You know what that was.
we know why. We know why.
Yeah, we know why. But also, like, I want to see what happened between this guy and becoming a teacher.
Yes.
What happened? I would have loved to see that, because that would have been the real telltale sign of Walter White.
That feel like some Better Call Saul shit. Like that's what made Better Call Saul good, because we got to see Saul where he was, and then we go all the way back and see him work towards that, and then he kept these slip ups to where you think he's gonna be Saul, but now he's still back to Jimmy. I agree with you. A little mini series, they can't do it now. Of course, it's too late. But that guy right there, to when Breaking Bad started, that's some interesting shit right there.
Like, Walt, what happened, bro? Like, you too smart for this shit. Like, sometimes you just see it. Like, we've all seen people where it's just like, damn, man, they never reached their potential. But it's different with someone like Walt, because Walt's a genius. Like, Walt had it going for himself. Like, there was no, you can put this in the bank. Like, I'm gonna be successful. I'm about to make it and shake some shit up, and it just never happened, man. So, interesting shit, man. Interesting shit. Y'all got anything else? Y'all ready to get into the show?
Let's do it.
Get into it.
All right. Welcome back to No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast. I'm your host, Rich, joined by the world-class Maurice Hunt III and the legend Spike Lou. Fellas, how you feeling out there?
What up, though?
Feeling good. Mochaccino, sipping out the Mochaccino official. Shout out to the wife, you know what I'm saying? For those y'all on YouTube, you see what's going on? Y'all see what type of time? Y'all see what type of time we on, huh?
Well,
you asked him a long time ago, was he getting this off at home? And obviously he is.
Obviously he is, man. Look at him, man. He can get it off, man. The nigga wearing a red corduroy shirt. You got to be a bad boy to do that.
I mean, hey, a lot of blood was shed. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go and throw the red on.
I just peeped something. I don't know if you've been doing this the entire time. When we do the intros like this, are you always sipping out of a mug, like for the whole Mochaccino effect? Was that intentional just now, or have you been doing that?
You got to play back the tapes, brother.
You a wild boy, Mo. Don't change, man. Please never change, man. Never change.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thank you as always. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. We also have multiple podcasts that we're a part of outside of here. Way too many to name, but just check us out. You can follow us on socials and the whole nine. And we appreciate y'all for all the support. Just want to remind everyone, this is the finale. So we will have 2 weeks off after this episode before we kick into season 4. So just a reminder, I will say it at the end of the episode as well. But since this is a season 3 finale, we'll take a couple weeks off and get into season 4, I believe in August, early August. If you're trying to reach out to us, you can hit us up on Instagram, NMHM_ Breaking Bad Pod. Once again, that's NMHM_ Breaking Bad Pod. And we also have our email address, nomorehalfmeasurespod@gmail.com. Please remember to hit us up. You can be part of the episode. And with that being said, let's get into some comments. First one, we do have a message from Mr. Wesley. I'm trying to make sure I read all of it or know which one it is. Mo, you out there? I'm trying to remember which one. I don't know. He sent all of it. Let's just see what happens. Part of the message is cut off.
Oh, what happened? Oh, you want? Oh,
Mr. Wesley, like part of the message was cut off the first one. I don't know what I'm supposed to be reading.
Okay, I could get context. So, Mr. Wesley had sent a link. He had sent this link about people were talking about something about a break. They were talking about if you hadn't seen this or you hadn't watched this, then I don't want to hear your opinion on some kind of like real uppity type of opinion, and he was, and that's kind of where it started, where he so if you go to the second attachment, that's the link in there, but that's where he says, this is why I'm glad, good earners. So if you start from the second attachment and then go to the other one, then it'll hopefully it should.
Yeah, the second one's not fully there. Y'all getting this in real time. Like the second message cuts off.
Okay.
So I didn't want to start reading and then it cut off. It looks like we definitely appreciate the compliment. I know I can't see the meme that he's referencing, but he said, this is why I'm glad good earners, no more half measures, culture garden, childish grown-ups exist. You asked to explain, and then he talked about, his reasoning. But without context, it's going to be hard to kind of convey it in email fashion. So I will say, Mr. Wesley, I definitely know who you are because, you follow us. We appreciate you for your comments. It's just out of context for what we do.
I could read it.
So yeah, write it. Yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
All right. So yeah, he had sent that link, and then he said, this is why I'm glad good earners / no more half measures, culture garden, and childish grown-ups exist. And I said, explain to me, my brother. And he says, I feel like the Black American media experience has always had to exist in offline spaces and relative darkness until y'all's platform started developing. That meme I saw on Twitter, toast night at work, is how I used to get responded to in high school, college, and various work experiences I've had. People, parentheses, outstandingly non-Black Americans, get told what we like don't count for as much unless we're filtering it through all kinds of punk-ass, self-hating, Eurocentric lenses and whatnot. As I've heard the gang say on No More Half Measures, and before that, Good Earners, a new fly and Black perspective. I guess the summarization I can best submit is y'all boys are to the new Black media and mainstream media overall what rap was to the world when it came out. We didn't have anyone to explain why certain media was dope in a certain way. All we had was the snooty and racist Sickle and Ebert thing, shitting all over everything we like while saying it needs to be better, but in a way we say. Sorry for being convoluted. I'll write a proper email one day.
Nah, all right, that makes complete sense, and we definitely appreciate that. That's a hell of a compliment.
Thank you, Mr. Winston.
Giving more space for our
interesting observation too by him. I understand the rap thing. That was a really good parallel. That was good.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I definitely appreciate you, man. That's my guy, man. He's a big supporter of what we do, man. So thank you as always.
Yeah.
We get an email from Liam. Shout out to Liam. I ain't gonna read your full name just in case. I wish a nigga would.
Does he have a particular set of skills?
Yeah, Liam said
probably heard that one before.
Liam said the first, not the Liam that's writing in, but Liam Neeson said the first nigga I see, I'm taking him down.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
That's why I said, wish a nigga would, man. Shout out to Luke, man. Luke said that.
What the fuck? When this happened?
You don't remember that? So he was talking about. So quick sidebar, y'all, for everybody out there listening. So he was talking about he was overseas somewhere, and one of his friends, a woman, she was I guess she said she was assaulted by a black man, and his response. And this is in an interview. This is an interview too. Like he's admitting this, like in public on the record. He's like, yeah, and the first instinct was I wanted to find the first black guy I killed on the street and just.
Did he say black guy?
Third. Yeah, he said black guy. He didn't say nigga.
Oh, I thought he said nigga. That would be funny.
He was getting his feet Slamano on, huh?
Yeah. If he would have said I the first nigga, that would have been funny. I ain't gonna hold you. If y'all listen to Good Earners, if they listen to Good Earners, y'all know how we feel about some of this shit. It's not cool, but some of this shit is so audacious that you just gotta laugh.
If he had with a straight ass face been like, first nigga I see.
Hey.
We
all would have said the same thing, like, damn, Liam bugging.
Right.
We even got mad. We just
like, it's like that? Damn, bro.
We would have probably felt him.
Hey, man. Because we probably said that shit before, too, man. The first nigga I see. I promise. Oh, shit. But back to this Liam. Right. Appreciate you writing in, Liam. Liam, he titles this email, The Car Scene. What's up, guys? Love the show. I had a completely different reading of the scene where Walt kills the two dealers. I do think this was about Jesse. When he saw that kid dead on the TV, he knew that Jesse was about to do something stupid, wind up dead, and Walt saved him. You're too black and white with the Walt-Jesse relationship. Yes, he treats him like shit all the time. Yes, he dismissed him earlier in the episode. Yes, he had the Jane moment, and he does even more worse with Brock next season. But this man loves Jesse like family. We know that. He loves him more than his real family for some reason. We know that from the finale. Yes, he makes his amends with his family, but it's only Jesse who's willing to lay it all down for, and he does the same here in combination with the boss move you were also talking about to Gus. I'm going to save my junkie friend, and there's nothing you can do about it because you need me. That's how it all went down. Keep up the good work, Liam. I like that perspective. Yeah, I like that perspective because if you listen to us last week, we talked about it. We need something to make sense of this, and I'm glad once we get into the show, I'm glad that Gus kind of has a moment where he's like, "Are you okay? Like, did your condition worsen? Because I need to know something that made you do this. No rational person would do it." So I like that insight, Liam. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll say. I'll just say, I've been like, I don't remember where your stance was, Rich. I know Spike was flat out like, bro, he don't care about him at all. But I always thought there was some kind of care for Jesse because there were certain things he would do that showed me that he does care to some degree. Like, ain't no flat out like you just a beneficial partner. And this episode is going to showcase that as we get further. Regardless of, two things can be true. And that's all I'm going to say right there. But
fair enough. And then, of course, we got one more email. Y'all know who it is. Master Jax titled it No More Nasty Nuts. Hell of a title to an email. First order of business. Goodbye, Wendy, our cracky queen and patron saint of neck. Going too soon. We hardly got our $20 worth. I guess Hank will have to settle for knocking the purple out of Marie. R.I.P. She who was not a skank-ass skank. Ah, the Schraders. Pour one out for old Hank. Poor bastard. Marie choking his little cholo in under a minute for a bet was on some nasty business. And you know that's the angriest nut of Hank's life. I know she wanted him up. I know she wanted him up and about again, but damn girl. Excuse me, let me say that over. I know she wanted him up and about again, but damn girl, why you got to do him like that? Hank took 3 shots to the body, but it was Marie that finally took him down. PSA: never nut in anger. The more you know.
Hey,
on the topic of
insane. I'm sorry.
Angry nut. On the topic of hospitals and bodies, Skylar and Marie have got more bodies between them than an entire faculty of nursing students. Yo, if you ever dated a nurse, man, you know exactly what that shit means.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, well, Pete's. As Spike Lee put it, generational talent. Bonus round. Who took more scalps, Skylar or Marie? My $20 is on Skylar. I heard that's the going rate. Who am I kidding? Skylar would do that shit for the price of On the House. See Ted Beneke. And take a shot, but that negotiation for Walt's family dinners and visits was disgusting. Walt wanted Skylar to compromise, so how's this? 20 years in Albuquerque. Skylar wanted a second kid with a disability, but she compromised. She smoked cigarettes while pregnant instead. She wanted to fuck Ted, but she compromised. She jacked Walter off with the lefty. You see where I'm going?
Bars.
Comparisons and compromises aside, it's been established. Walt a herb.
You a herb, bro. You a herb.
Walt a herb. But Skylar is what I call a PVA, a professional vibes assassin. After getting a taste for smashed avocado, Walter thought he could get some buns. Buddy is going to take some more work to get that bakery reopened. Although this is Skylar, so Cowgirl will be back in business at some point next season. Speaking of smashing, when I play dominoes, I slap that shit down like Pootie Tang. Great Pootie Tang reference, man. Why'd I tell you? Time out. Big Rich Town's work colleagues listening to the pod must be thinking, damn, Kyron, we was just about to come ask you to lunch. Hitting them with the fuck out of here is cold, but I'm not mad at it. Live your truth, man. It's just a zero fucks about who's listening. Got to chuckle alongside the Artie Bucco chef kiss. A couple other things. You know how I feel about the monologue fatigue in this show. But Mike's no more half-measure speech is champagne television. It's funny Mike tells Walter how he won't give second chances for begging anymore. Let's see how that goes down in full measure. P.S. Shout out to Mo on the intro production. It may not have been said yet, but that intro was harder than Hank Schrader on the end of Marie's pitching arm.
Hey, shout out for him checking out the audio and the video.
No doubt, no doubt. It is fire too, Mo.
Right on. Yeah, appreciate it.
Now, if a coworker in the pub asked for my help to avenge the killing of their homeboy combo, hold up, which one was he? I would have hit Jesse with the Joey Badass, aka unique speech he gave to the detective in Raising Kanan. You see, I'm all about that live and let live shit. God grant me the tranquility to know what the fuck I can change and what the fuck I can't change, and the wisdom to know the goddamn difference. Yo, can we just take a moment to acknowledge the great references dropped last episode? Obviously The Wire and Sopranos, but also Power, Entourage, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Three Strikes for fuck's sake. Good people, where are you going to get this level of insight on a podcast reviewing Breaking Bad? You heard it here. Tell your friends to tell a friend. Regarding Jesse. Example. Jesse defended Timu James' honor. A question for you boys. If this was the world of Snowfall, how would Franklin Saint deal with the beef between Jesse and the corner dealers? Interesting. Any thoughts on that?
He put it right there by the rim.
It's
the Leon scene,
bruh.
It's the Leon scene.
I was just about to say, you gonna get off his corners. You gonna like that whole thing, like, hey,
all this because you don't like how a nigga talk.
Hey,
yeah, brick by brick scene, classic television.
Acting like he the man. Now in Compton, he is the man.
Compton, he is the man.
Yeah, like that whole setup, perfect.
Mm-hmm. That would have been it. 100%.
That was a DeAndre Jordan oop.
Yeah, he threw that right there by the
Chris Paul threw that right there. Yeah,
Chris Paul dish.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing the email. Either way, Walter should have taken a leaf from Franklin when it came to teaching Flynn how to use the whip. Drive, motherfucker. Lastly, Rich said, "You ain't no gangster if you get a body and smoke rock right afterwards." To which Mo replied, "I don't care what you do afterwards." Shout out to Omar. Mo Cochino didn't finish your thought, but I guess you just wanted to say anyone coming after Omar not got to know Omar's coming after him. Oh, indeed. Okay, that's enough for me this season. Enjoy your break, and of course, a big thank you to you guys for not taking the half measure. Being part of the ride along for this show has been wild. I won't say this pod gave me purpose. It gave me drive. It gave me a dream. But it's a highlight of my week, and I'm looking forward to get the box cutter out next season. Peace and Acid Jacks. That's a great reference. Season 4, episode 1 is titled Box Cutter.
It's one of the highlights of my week, too, Acid Jacks. This is one of the highlights of my week.
I got a few things I want to say about that real quick, too, but I'll let you go, Rich.
About what, the email? Or
yeah, about the email.
Okay, you want to get into the episode?
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to respond. Well, I just want to say shout out to Acid Jacks. I think that's fire. Like he jumps in. He's kind of documenting, because sometimes we in a rhythm, we in a flow, and we ain't always catching what we're doing. We're just in a rhythm. So the fact that he lined up all of those references, like
I didn't even realize that.
I didn't either. There's something like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And then like him talking about like the box cutter reference. Yeah, I want another deep reference. I'm going URL on you. I'm going Tay-Rock right here. He's like, man, I pulled a blade out. You know what I'm saying? And he said, you know, I put him in a headlock. I give him another cut and another cut and another cut. It looked like the seatbelt won't buckle up. Like, nigga,
I remember that bar. Who the fat nigga that be with Tay-Rock? Talk to these niggas, Rock. Who is that? You know what I'm talking about? Talk to them niggas, Rock.
Damn, my sister would know. It's
he be rapping too. I can't think of his name.
I know who you talk about, but I'm gonna think about it while we're going through the episode. But damn. I'll find it while you going through it.
You don't have to, bro. I promise. Before we get started, there will be spoilers and explicit content in today's episode. We're at season 3, the finale, episode 13, Full Measure. Bryan Cranston won Best Lead Actor for the 3rd year in a row for his performance in this episode. It premiered June 13, 2010. It was written and directed by Vince Gilligan. And, of course, Breaking Bad is streaming on Netflix. Spike Lou, do we have a final synopsis for season 3 of Breaking Bad?
Yes, we do have a final synopsis for season 3 of Breaking Bad, Rich. And it goes a little something like this. Walt meets with Gus about the fender bender from the last episode, and Gus tells him Jesse's out. From there, new rules are in place in the super lab, including Gale being back in town. Mike handles some cartel business, and Gus wants Gale to speed up his studies, and Jesse has to pull a full measure. This is season 3 finale titled Full Measures.
That's impressive, man. I like that one. I like that one. Good way to end the season, for sure. Mo's looking for that nigga name, bro.
I think
Shout out to him.
I think it's T Top. I think if you talk about fat nigga,
it is T Top. It is T Top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if it wasn't, I was gonna tell you it was.
You fried. You fried for that.
But all joking aside, I think it is T Top.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk to these niggas, Rock. All right. We get into the episode. We see Walt in the busted Aztec. You know, from the events of the last episode. He's in the middle of nowhere. He's alone and he's waiting. And over the horizon, we see an SUV making his way towards Walt. And Walt gets a phone call from Mike. Tells Walt to exit his vehicle, start walking towards them. To which Walt says, I need some assurances. And Mike lets him know, I can assure you I can kill you from where I'm at right now. Get your ass out the car and come walk to. Yeah, Walt, man. Mike, last episode was really the birth of Mike because we get him turned up the rest of the series. Walt gets out and starts walking. He puts on the infamous Heisenberg hat. Mike pats him down. Mentions that it was Mike who told him, hey, no more half measures. To which Mike says, funny how words can be so open to interpretation. Gonna need to get your car fixed. Victor gets out of the SUV and then Gus comes out. And Gus asks what we asked at the end of last episode. Has your condition worsened? Is there a ringing in your ears? You seeing bright lights or hearing voices? You can't be well because no rational person would do what you've done. Explain yourself. ASAP let him know, exerting that dominance. Explain yourself. And Walt stopped his partner from getting shot because he heard about the kids that got killed. One might question, not me, not Walter Hartwell White, but one might question whether or not you were the one, Gus, that put that hit out there. I'm just saying. I'm not asking you, but I'm just saying it's out there in the air. Walt advises that, he also says he doesn't know where Jesse is and that he'll never find him. He's in the wind. He's got enough money to last for a lifetime. He knows he needs to keep moving. Mike confirms, I don't know, man. This is what I do. I find people. And Walt says him and Jesse are now done. Gus, that's what you wanted in the first place. You wanted Jesse out the picture. He's going. The way I look at it, there's 2 options. Option A, you can kill me, try to find Jesse, kill him too. Option B, I can keep cooking. We'll look at it as a hiccup, and we'll keep things going. Gus mentions he'll need a new assistant, but he's going to be the one choosing this time. And Gus and their crew get in the car and leave. And Mike has like a half smirk on his face. He's almost impressed that Walter even pulled this off. Like the fact that you're still alive after all this shit is actually kind of impressive. I kind of respect it. Fellas, this is a big time scene. The first time we get this meeting after, and I love the remote location to kind of make it feel more intense. Like anything can happen out here. We ain't in public. Like if you might, it's almost like Casino when they had that meeting. And Ace told him, like, usually when I meet Nikki in the desert, 99 out of 100, I'm coming back. This time 50-50. And that nigga Nikki told that man, hey, next time I hear you talking shit, I'll leave you where I find you. So, there was a moment where we didn't know if Walt was going to make it out or not. So what do we think about this scene, fellas?
I took the smirk a little differently from you. I took it as this motherfucker think he got off, and he just don't realize you got like T-minus 6 hours. You got about one more cook left before you out of here, buddy. Because Walt tried to walk off with a little swag. So that's how I took the smirk.
Gotcha.
Now,
I like it. I see it.
When he asked Gus about the kid, it pretty much confirms to me that Gus did kill the kid because he didn't answer him. He asked him, do I look like somebody who would kill a kid? Yes, you do come off as a nigga that'll kill a kid. So I think that confirms that he did have a kid killed and he did expect for this to happen. And Gail had already been prepped for it. So a lot of the things that we've been saying the undertones of this scene kind of confirm those things. So really well done by everybody here. Mike, Bryan Cranston, Walt. Only thing is useless is my boy, the other dude. He just always just comes off as useless.
He shouldn't have. They just. I feel like. I mean, they had a Salamanca twins, but I feel like if they didn't have those as twins, if they had it differently, like one of them could have been like the guy. Because it's just nothing about this guy.
Not menacing at all.
Nothing.
Like dude right there couldn't tell me to do nothing.
Nothing.
He would always have to have somebody with him.
Yeah.
Like he ain't pulling up on me like just to skip a little bit. Like he not pulling up on me. Hey, we headed we got to go to the warehouse. Nope.
He might get an SMD out of me. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I might get an SMD. If I'm Walt,
yeah, straight up. You know what you can do.
Yeah,
like,
whoever need me to come over there, you tell them to come. You tell them come get me.
Nah, and I'd have straight up told her, I know we ain't there. Like I said, nah, I'll follow. Like I said, I'll follow. I ain't getting shit. Send Gus if you want me to get in the car.
Facts.
Nigga, not you. I
Yeah.
just told Gus, man.
You got to step your game up. You went mute, Rich.
Yeah. Or maybe your mic unhooked. But yeah, it ain't on mute, but we can't hear you. But I'll say to the scene, this is obviously in contention for best conversation, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if it does come up. But yeah, I think it was really good. I thought I liked this version of Walt. I like because there is this interesting aspect where I think Walt know where he stands, but he also knows he's starting to understand his value, and he's starting to live in reality. Like he can get killed. He ain't thinking he can't get killed. He understands the risk. Like I think, and this is the version of Walt I'm starting to like. Is he understands he could get killed right here on the spot, but he had time to think, and now he's thinking like a drug dealer or a gangster. You know what I'm saying? No, he ain't got no clout or nothing like that. He ain't got no men backing him, but he's starting to at least not be stupid anymore, like in the sense of how this business works. So I really like Walter's approach. And I was with Rich on the smirk. I thought the same thing because I know what you're saying, Spike, where he's like, oh, you only got a day or two or a couple hours or whatever. But I don't feel like it was super established yet because they're still looking for Jesse. You know what I mean? So it's like right now, that's our focal point, but it shifted really quickly. But I don't think at that moment, I think he's looking at him like, I'm in awe of you in this moment. Like, wow, he really got this off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep. You good.
Okay.
Because I look, you remember, what's his name? I'm tripping. Mike, he's seen a lot of criminals. And he's seen investigation rooms and stuff. So I think when he's seen Walter get that off, he was like kind of impressed in a sense, even though he don't respect him, but he respected like how he got that off. That was my interpretation. I was with Rich, but this is an excellent scene. Again, the little whatever guy. I don't. Nah.
Who you talking about, Victor?
Yeah, Victor. It should have been somebody else. Like I'd have
beat Victor up every time I seen him. Like and send him back to. It's because you gotta think about this. You can't touch me. Like I'm Gus's moneymaker. So you can't do nothing to me. You can't shoot me. I'm gonna beat you up and send you back to Gus every time.
Hey.
And I'm gonna let Gus know you need to send somebody else, bro.
Yeah.
Every time he pull up on my doorstep, bro, I'm beating him up.
Bro, when he leaned over the drum, later in the scene, bro, I'll throw you in this drum, and now you're gonna overdose. Like
if this was high school, I'd have stuffed him in the locker.
Hey, stop playing with
a wedgie. I'm giving you a swirly.
Or you'll get your baby butter face up out of here, bro.
I'm taking your chocolate milk. I'm doing everything I can disrespectful to you, bro. Just kind of sport. Because who the fuck is you? Like I said, I'll literally beat you up and send you back to your boss. Now you're going to get fired.
Facts.
Anyway, any other thoughts on this scene?
Nah, great scene, by the way. Great scene. And I thought Mike was really funny in this scene, though, unintentionally. Just like how he's like, I don't know. That's what I do. Like, it's
a Better Call Saul episode for Mike.
Yes.
Like what you see in Better Call Saul, like of Mike and that, like he has a lot of especially the scene we'll get to with him going to the spot. Like this was his granddaughter being in here.
Yeah,
like,
this was a foundational. This I guarantee. This was from what he did. These two episodes were foundational episodes for when they decided we're going to do a prequel and who are the other characters we're going to have. And when they decided Mike Ehrmantraut, I think Half Measure, Full Measure were the foundational points of who is Mike and what story can we tell. I guarantee that has to be where they built from. Did you see that serious side and that police side of it, and then you see this side with the granddaughter and the fixer and the shooting niggas up and all that. Like these two episodes are the foundation. I feel like for Better Call Saul with Mike.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Any other thought on the scene before we move on? All right. We pan over. We see the Aztec is fixed, giving Mike's advice. And Walt pulls up to the lab with his brown bag paper lunch. He can't get in the lab, however, because they changed the locks on this nigga. Skyler changed the locks at home. The job to change the locks on Walt, man. Everything is looking down for him. He also has Victor standing in there 24/7 keeping watch. And we also see Gail is back as the assistant. And they are about to start cooking. Any thoughts? Just a brief moment, but we see Walt's back at work, but with a few slight changes.
Do y'all think Walt already had the inclination what was about to come once he couldn't get into the lab and he seen Gus? Do y'all think that was the moment? Because obviously we get a later scene. But do y'all think that was the moment? Because it's never
verified. I think this verified it for him. I think the thought has been there ever since he tried to get rid of Gail the first time. But I think now, like you said, you go in there, nigga, they didn't change the locks on you, buddy in here the whole time. Like, nah, like they plotting on me. So yeah, I think this is the moment that it was for real for him. Like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's that. You fucked up one too many. That teacher that called me one too many times. Like you come home, the game is gone. Like all the phone is gone. Like all of that shit. Oh shit, they really mean this shit this time. Like you know what I mean? Like this is I'm fucked up. Like you got to check in when you come in. Changing the locks is crazy.
Yep.
And the supervision. Like all right, bet this is how you wanted it. This is how we gonna make it. So,
and when he walked into the lab, there was a quick little scene. I'm sure Vince Gilligan was very intentional with it, but like he's looking and he looks back when he gets out the car and there's a sign that says sign. And there's a car next to it with a bike on it. You know, maybe the bike references last episode, the kid on the bike, but the sign saying like, hey, there's a sign coming up when you go down into the lab. So I don't know how intentional that was, but it was a quick little moment where I was like, huh, that's interesting. But they didn't spend a ton of time there, but you know.
I definitely knew that was Gail's car though, just because a bike on a Subaru, that just screams Gail.
So, that's interesting that you say that, Mo, because he did look back at that. But they made it, if you were just watching it, it's like you thought he was looking back at Gail's car. But he looking back at the thing that says signs. That's pretty good right there.
I'm sure it's intentional. I'm sure it's on purpose.
Like message.
Message?
Yeah, for sure.
Pick it up.
A lot of that. Even last week with the song choice. You got to think, last week's Cold Open, they had a song named Windy, Windy, and they focus on a character named Wendy. I think all of those choices are intentional. You know what I mean? So, we see Mike dropping off his granddaughter back at home, and we get more insight on the human side and just who Mike is as a person. He gives her a balloon. He has more in the car. He says they're for him. We see Mike take the balloons later that night and use them to put them up in the power lines to shut off electricity at a building. There are men with guns on the inside. They're speaking Spanish. I'm saying that because that plays a factor in who these men are. Mike makes his moves, just taking them out one by one. Technically, not really, because the first two he got with one shot. Bullet went through both of them.
Well,
this is very
wounded them, and then he went and finished it off because it got him down. But I don't. That was kind of tricky part. But
either way, like he shot both these niggas with one bullet. Was the point I was making. Ended up killing them, and then as he's going in, he sees a woman in there who looks like she's being held hostage. He takes her shoe, uses it as a distraction. Another shooter comes out. He ends up killing him. And then he sees Chow, who we find out that's his name, Chow, who was kind of positioning and giving him the signal there's one other person in here. Mike finds out the right point and then shoots him through the wall. And then we find out Chow was somebody who was, he said he's being held hostage. And we find out these men are from the cartel trying to take his chemicals. And, of course, he works for Gus and Mike and everybody else. Apparently, Chow hasn't been returning phone calls, so Mike makes sure he shoots him in the hand, and he even asks him, like, because the woman out there. There were a couple little brief funny moments when Mike tells her to be quiet or ask her if she's okay, and then you just hear nothing but rambling, and she says yes. Like all of that wasn't yes. It's funny because I actually had the interpretation of what was said. I gotta find it here in a second. And also, can she drive? Does she have a license? Yeah, she has a Camry. Shoots him in the hand, pretty much for not returning the phone calls. He checks the IDs of the men. Looks like his cartel. Talks to Gus about it. And Gus still wants a location on Pinkman. So he still hasn't given up on Jesse. But what do we think about the scene of Mike just being in action and kind of saving Chow from this cartel hit? We know what Gus did to the cartel earlier this season.
I remember my first time seeing this, just felt like this really didn't fit. Of course, it makes more sense now that you know more of the story. But just putting everything together, or why this even made sense, we'll meet people as to why this makes sense later, as far as the chemicals and what he getting from it. But this scene just felt like a throwaway from me, other than what Mo said earlier. This is really building the back case for how cold Mike is, and for him to be not only a pillar character of this, but also going into Better Call Saul. So good scene.
Yeah, I found what she was saying. So the woman that when she was just saying, speaking in Mandarin the whole time, she was actually saying, "Of course I'm still here. Where the hell else would I go? What the hell are you guys doing? I got to get home and take care of my kids. My husband's worried. There are 2 dead men outside." So I just thought it's kind of clever that they actually used a real statement versus just yelling out something random. Because most people wouldn't. Nobody ever looks back and says, "I wonder what that interprets out to."
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
I did that on Love and Basketball. I was watching it, and you remember when Monica was playing overseas, and the coach was talking in I think Italian, and they was like, she was like, "What did he say?" He said, "Pass the ball to you." But I wanted to know what the coach was saying because he was getting so into it. So I used Google Translate, and it was pretty good. So I like that. Like that's when modern technology is at its best in moments like these. But
Absolutely.
this is the first time I felt what you felt, Rich, where you said like sometimes it feels like he's so perfect that it bothers you, or maybe you said it a different way, but something along those lines.
Yeah, at some point, I think when we first met Mike, we were just talking about the character. I say he's too perfect of a character.
Yeah,
Especially in Better Call Saul. It's almost, if it was anybody else, it would be annoying. Like, it works for Mike, but I can still acknowledge it's too perfect. Like Mike is just too good of a character, man.
yeah. This hey man, he ripped this. It did feel like a little too to perfection for me in this scene. You know, real Terminator, real, Liam Neeson, as we've joked earlier in the episode. It felt a little,
But it works because it's believable.
works.
Like that's why it works.
It works.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely works. I mean, I and then when you get the back context and then you watch this, you're like, oh no, this dude was really good at what he does. But when in real time, I was like, I mean, definitely nobody to be messing with. But again, it's crazy. I didn't like Saul and I didn't like Mike in my first watch of Breaking Bad, and obviously after watching Better Call Saul, my feelings are different. Like, so.
That's interesting. I try to think of how many other characters can pull that off. Like pull off the
Ghost.
what Mike does without feeling like cheesy. Because a lot of characters, if you do these same segments, they kind of feel cheesy and unrealistic. But it works for Mike. It feels believable. Ghost is another person you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Ghost.
Are you kidding me?
Kidding you what?
With Ghost pulling it off and it being believable. You believe when Ghost used to turn into Batman? That was cool for you?
Yeah. Why you saying a black man can't do that?
No, I'm saying he can't do that. And this black man out there that probably could do that with military training and like I just feel like it was always a stress. It always took me out.
What
of the
about
story.
Marvin Thomas?
Marvin do it in a more gangster way. Ghost used to be on some ninja shit. Like Ghost used to be like.
That's why his name Ghost, bruh. What are we talking about?
They better show me some.
They better.
Secret Service training in this Ghost and Tommy series is coming up, but no, I do agree.
The jackal nigga like that to do some shit.
Yeah, the shit that Ghost be pulling off, like yes, it's nuts. But Mike, it don't look cheesy, and it ain't because he white either, Mo. It seems like I'm fucking with you. It just seems like he's able to pull that off. He got that, like the presence that he has on screen. It don't look too unbelievable. Other characters that could pull that off. Damn, it's few and far between. Like if Omar did some shit like it, I wouldn't be.
Omar, okay, I'll give you Omar.
Omar could pull that off.
I can see that, but I feel like he'd be more louder with it. Like he'd be talking while doing it.
Facts. That's
you know what I mean. Like he'd be walking.
He did it in the Omar way.
In the
he did it in the Omar way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mike definitely the strong silent type.
Yeah.
Facts. Wow,
could anybody in Sopranos pull that off? Tony, maybe. Tony definitely can pull this off.
I don't know. Nah. He probably would have got shot at least once, like Tony.
Yeah.
He probably still would fall through it, but I mean, he got shot by his uncle. You know what I mean? Like anybody?
Most people they had was the cousins.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the cousins over there, Furio. I don't think Furio could pull it off. No. I don't know. It was just an interesting point. I was just trying to think. There's not too many characters where you can be that perfect of a character and beloved even when things seem so far fetched. Because if this was Chris Moltisanti, we'd have been like, man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that's impressive though. That's impressive writing.
It really is.
We know this is bullshit, but it's like it's Mike. Like
Yeah.
y'all saying, it's how you get down. Like, and we can't think of nobody else that would do it. That's really impressive.
I got to think about a lot of series to think about somebody getting that off. Damn.
Any other thoughts on the actual scene of, obviously him hunting down the cartel, and even with all this going on, Gus still like, man, what's up with Pinkman? You got a location?
Man, Jesse ought to be three like in the wind. Like it ain't no way he had what $500,000
Probably had more than that.
cash. Man, ain't no way, bro. I would have been out of town.
You know what? I'll tell you. I think Barry could get it off HBO.
That's all right. That's a good one.
Barry.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he definitely could have did that.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm looking at some series, so I was just seeing.
And it fits because he's actually a hitman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's his.
So
Exactly.
Barry was cold with it. Maybe Chris.
Chris from
from The Wire.
Chris from The Wire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chris had some military training. They didn't really get into it in the show,
Chris
but you
could
could
have
tell.
got that off. Yeah.
Chris had some military training, man. Chris was
I'm not mad at that either.
G with it. Not Snoop, but Chris for sure.
Yeah. Definitely different. There's a difference for sure.
Yeah, maybe even Mike to some degree. We didn't get to see the full version of Mike, but Mike was on his way to that level too.
Yeah, I think that might be that. Yeah, that might be the like. Yeah, I probably had to. I don't know if y'all watched the Shield. I don't know if anybody on the Shield. Okay, so I guess that might be it. That might be only five people at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the list. I'm trying to think if there's anybody. Yeah, Arya Stark.
I like that. I like that reference.
Arya
Definitely.
Stark.
She getting it off easy.
Absolutely.
She getting that off easy. She might be the coldest on the whole list.
That's light work for Arya.
Arya might be the
That's light work.
I like that.
Arya might be the coldest on the whole list.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on the scene before we move on?
No, that's it.
All right. We are back in the lab. Walt and Gail are cooking. Things are amicable, minus Victor. You know what I mean? They kind of got back into the groove they were in before Gail was replaced. Walt talks to Gail about the new procedures and how there was drama with the guy that he replaced. Gail wants Walt to know that, hey, I'll do whatever you want for things to work. I don't want to repeat it last time. I don't want to lose my position. I thought we were in a good spot. I want to make sure we keep it there. And Walt says, he even says to Walt, teach me. Teach me the way. And Walt says, okay. We get a look into Gail's apartment. Very quirky, listening to music in Italian. Once again, we talk about the intentionality of the show. So, Mo, you pointed it out with the sign. I mentioned it about, with the woman was yelling in Mandarin. So the song he was listening to in Italian is called Crappa Pelata, if I'm saying that correctly. It translates to bald head. And the lyrics closely mirror Walt's life thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you the story that drives me to despair. For 7 months now, I have watched my hair fall out. Now I'm bald, disappointed, sad. I don't know what to do about it. So they chose that song in particular to mirror who Walt is at this time, which I thought was very interesting. And that's a song that he's singing. That's his shit, too. That's his jam.
Oh, yeah.
Watering plants, has a clock with the potatoes with batteries. Like, he's very nerdish. You know what I mean? You can tell what kind of life Gail lives. And Gus comes to the apartment, unannounced. Wants to know how long it would take for Gail to learn how to run the lab. He doesn't understand why this is even being brought up, and Gus tells him, has Walt ever talked to you about his health? He's got cancer. He could be dying any moment. We don't know. We just want to make sure things are good to a flow. And Gail gives Walt his props. Like, I don't know, man. He a master. I could use a few more cooks. You can never learn too much from a guy like that. And Gus gives him that look, to which Gail says, you know what? One more cook should do it. I think that'll be about it. And Gus says, thank you. Looking forward to working with you and taking it from there. So what do we think about getting an inside look at Gail, his life, and then also Gus with the pop-up? It kind of tells the most obvious secret. Gus is looking to replace Walt with Gail and wants to make sure that he's up and running.
There's an interesting thing with Gus. He has he's like obviously he's a chemist, but this is where the brilliance kick in. I know some of y'all listening. Yeah, I hate my takes. I can imagine because I'm such a Sopranos fan. But here's where the brilliance come in. If y'all turn your volume up a little bit more, the brilliance of Breaking Bad comes in this moment, because Here's the difference between Walt and Gus. You look at them as the same. Like they both went to school. They're both chemists. They're both highly intelligent. Know science really well. Know how to cook this at a high level. But
You mean Walt and
Gail and
Gale?
Walt.
Walt and Gale. I'm sorry. What did I say?
You said Walt and Gus.
Walt and Gus.
Right on. Yeah, Walt and Gale. Right on. So, but those moments in season 1, you know, cats out the bag and bag is in the river. We get these more again. That doesn't make Walt a killer. That doesn't make Walt a gangster. And then you get in season 2 when they dealing with Tuco. You know what I'm saying? So it's these moments that Walter's insight and the vibe that he's picking up is starting to grow, which is obviously why he was more confident in the desert talking to Gus. This is where you can clearly see this strong difference with Gale. Gale can pick up that he's dealing with a serious person in Gus, but he can't pick up anything else. Like if he had picked this up, we would have, the way the episode ended wouldn't have been the same if he understood what things were going to be, you know. So it's a very interesting thing, and it's even better that Gus's like straight face, so good, like that whole thing where it's like, nah, you got to do better than that. Like he didn't say that, but the face he gave was like, nah, like in the words of my brother Rick, you got to be stronger than that.
Straight up.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
So you don't think that you thought that Gale just didn't have a read on what he took him for his word. He took Gus for his word.
No,
That's how you read it.
No, I didn't think he took necessarily Gus was for his word, but I think he could read between the lines. He ain't not necessarily that like I'm gonna whack Walt, but I think he was reading between the lines like, oh, there's a sense of urgency here that, oh, okay, I gotta get my shit together immediately, and ain't a lot of time.
Do y'all feel like that Gale felt that Walt was in danger after this? Because even with cancer, if somebody could come tell you, hey man, he got stage whatever cancer, to cook a batch, how long it may take a day, 2 days. So if I'm Gale and I'm a smart person like you saying, Mo, you're trying to tell me, you come in here telling me I need to learn in the next cook. So you trying to tell me this dude finna die in a week or 2 weeks? Like I'm wondering, did Gale think that something suspicious was going on other than the cancer?
That's a good
Because if you
point.
looking at me like, nah, nigga need to be the next cook.
Because he told you, he didn't tell you how long he has.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great point.
So you looking at me telling me that he's gonna die of cancer in 2 weeks. That's what you telling me.
It's interesting because
wow,
that weaves into the very next scene, which is, you know, we at the lab and Walt and Gale are cleaning, and Gale is about to say something to Walt, but Victor comes over and he stops it. So now that you say that, Spike Lee, it makes me think.
That's what
I wonder if Gale is thinking. I wonder if he's really like, damn, I didn't know you had cancer. Like, are you okay? Let's talk about it. Or if he's like, yo,
They finna
I
move.
wonder if that whisper was gonna be, yo, like, I don't know what's up, but they asked you. They just came to me talking about some, can I take over? It's almost no different than if we all was working, you know, we was all working together, Mo's the manager, and they hit me and Spike Lou on the side. We had a meeting. Hey, man, you think you can run this store? You think you can run this store? Hold on, Mo, like, you good? Like, everything,
bro,
you got to promote
that happened to me.
Yeah,
I was working with my cousin, and they pulled me to the side and pretty much said like, hey, we feel like you can run. It was a 2-man gig. We was running like some print type shit, and they pretty much was telling me like, because they knew my cousin was going to the military, and like 6 months or whatever, and they were pretty much gonna get rid of him earlier, and like they was like, hey, we pretty much feel confident in you. We want you to run the whole situation, you know, but you know, keep it between us, you know, blah blah blah, yada yada. Man, me and this nigga got off. I told that nigga right away.
yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing about Gale. Gale's not gonna question anyone. Gus knows he's not gonna pull no Walter White shit and just question my moves and think you're bigger than the program. I also feel like Gus feels like he could convince Gale that, oh yeah, he actually, I guess it was sooner than we thought. Because it is suspicious if you just had this conversation with me and then 3 days later, Walter's mysteriously dead. Like, cancer killed him that quick, like Spike Lee said. So I don't think he's questioning it. I think he genuinely believes Gus, but I also think Gale is smart. He can read between the lines.
He knows who he's dealing with. Do you remember, and I don't remember, but maybe you could, because I know you're definitely like a cinephile. Do you remember like the introduction? I mean, obviously we remember the introduction of Gus in Better Call Saul, but did at any point did we remember Gus seeing? I mean, not Gus, but Gale seeing Gus as like a menacing person that he realizes he gotta. Because was it ever okay?
There was one scene in Better Call Saul with Gale when they were building the lab. Because Gale's the one that built the lab,
right?
You know what I mean? He's the one that got it set up, and then we see Gus and Gale talking to like Gale's classroom or something. I don't know if he was in school still, but nothing. I think that thing menacing. I think he obviously knows he's a drug dealer because of everything that's going on. But I think he looks at him as everybody else, a respected businessman. I don't know if he thinks like, oh, you got the capability to really take somebody out. But once again, this is a very odd conversation. And if something happens to Walt in the next few days, then I'm going to put 2 and 2 together real quick. I think Gus doesn't care because he knows Gale ain't the type that's going to say anything or push back. Otherwise, the same shit can happen to you.
And he grabbed the knee to kind of bring it back to humanity for Gus. I mean, for
he's charming, and he's charming. He's open. He's very warm. Like, you know what I mean? He wants the Gale to be comfortable. He's trying to give it as, oh no, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But he the coldest motherfucker in here. So yeah, it's fascinating, man. Fascinating stuff.
It really is.
Anything else on that scene before we move on?
I like Gus's apartment. I thought his apartment was nice, personally.
Gale's.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, like he didn't say Gus.
Would y'all go out for a beer with Gale?
Would I go out for a beer with Gale?
I would. At this age?
If I know him, like if he's a coworker, if he's a coworker, yeah. Not like randomly,
at this
but yeah,
age,
we work together.
Just like,
yeah,
I'd just be interested.
Yeah,
like,
people be interested.
I have a let's go grab a beer.
I just let him talk and I sip.
Like, could you imagine if he said, like, I got to stop home real quick, like, I got to grab something, can you just, and you walk in his apartment, and you looking around, like, what the fuck? Like, you got a potato, you got a clock that you use potatoes as a battery, you listen to these Italian songs,
telescope.
You got a telescope. We know what Mo would have been on with the telescope.
Hey, relax.
You got all types of stuff. You
hey.
know, these different books and these masks.
Do y'all
Matter of
think...
fact, you got all this bread, you living in this apartment, like, what's to you? What you got going on?
Yeah. Hey, y'all know the theory about Gale, right?
Yeah. Don't get me in trouble.
Yeah, well,
I got some thoughts, but I don't know.
Well, your boy Kendrick was alluding to something so similar to Gale. With Gale, did y'all think about that when y'all see the telescope?
Nah, I wasn't going there.
I wasn't going.
I thought it was just
his
his sexual orientation.
Yeah, I thought it was he was part of the other team.
Well, because we obviously, spoiler alert if y'all ain't never watched Better Call Saul, but we know about Gus. You know, they never overtly do it, but we got all the hints to know that like Gus played for the other team. Y'all thought that would Gale?
Did we?
Yeah,
I missed that episode.
Yeah. Oh, y'all tripped. Y'all remember when Gus was in the bar and he was talking to the dude, and there was this like kind of subtle flirtation that he had to pull back and reserve. It's always been there.
Interesting.
Damn,
I missed that. But
that's one of the most interesting traits about him that Better Call Saul, like, really. I mean, we get a flashback in Breaking Bad later down the series.
Yeah. That one definitely.
So it was there. Like,
you know where they got that from? You know the OG of that is The Wire.
Of course. but like y'all felt Gale played for that same team.
Yes.
Yeah, but it also is like it's so obvious that it's almost. I feel
it's too easy.
I feel like I'm in a stereotype. Like I'm stereotyping if I say it. Like I think he can be who he is and quirky, but it also wouldn't. I wouldn't be shocked if they told me he was.
Yeah, or maybe it's like maybe he just has some weird kink. Like that's not.
You know the funniest thing about the Omar shit is that the real Omar wasn't gay, but they thought he was because he had the stick up kid partner. And everybody, like, they just assumed from following them, like, I think David Simon, he just assumed that he was gay. And somebody was like, they ain't gay. And he had already written the character gay. And it wasn't until afterwards that somebody told him, like, what made you do that? Oh, yeah, because that's his dude. Like, they ain't together. They just pull these robberies together.
Hey, listen, I got an uncle. I thought when they hit you, this my friend. I had an uncle, bro. I had no idea.
My roommate.
Hey, all that, bro. Anyways, I'll leave it there. But yeah, that's hilarious. It reminded me of Martin. Martin seems like, hey, I ain't gay. I ain't gay either. Like,
shout out to Michael J. White, man.
Hey, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy episode.
Oh my god!
All right, this is interesting because we got a lot of stuff going on, but there's only 3 more scenes in this episode.
Wow.
But a lot happens in these 3 scenes. So we get Saul in his office. He's on some type of device, and Mike comes in looking for Jesse. It looks like it's a massager of some sort. Mike turns off the massager and tells him he needs his full attention. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't here for the games. Also tells him that when Saul tries to get up, you're good down there. Stay your ass on that ground while I sit here and give a talking to you. Matter of fact, let's both get comfortable. Let me pull up a chair and let you make sure you know what type of time it is. When I say I'm looking for Pinkman, we both know why, don't we? So don't waste my time, bruh. Like Saul says, there are rules to this lawyer thing. If I give up Pinkman, you can think I do the same to you, and then you think to yourself, Saul gives him up easy, which is a good point. Which Mike ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. Don't make me beat your legs so they don't work no more. Like, tell me where to find him. And Saul says, listen, I can't tell you. And Mike jumps at him, and that's when Saul gets up and like, all right, man, I ain't trying to get my ass beat. I can't tell you where he is, but, don't look on my desk because I wouldn't want you to find anything. I'm about to go out in the hall and make me something to drink. And, once again, don't look at my desk, which Mike finds a notepad with an address for Virginia, which is where Pinkman is allegedly staying. So we get that scene of Mike trying to get this information. Any thoughts on that?
How far is Virginia from New Mexico? Is that like?
Yeah, it's the other side of the country. Other side of the country.
Wow, that's quite the drive, bro. Did
y'all believe that he was giving? Yeah, did y'all believe he was giving Jesse up?
I did on the first watch. I did.
First watch.
It's hard to remember first watch, so he's not in real time. But yeah, I think I did. Because we hadn't even seen Jesse all episode, and by the time we get to the laser tag, it's like 15 minutes left in the episode. You know what I mean? So I thought maybe he is, because Saul is that type of guy. He hasn't presented himself as anything else besides somebody who's just going to be able to barter and get ahead. And especially when you watch Better Call Saul, it makes a lot more sense.
Make all the sense in the world.
So yeah, I did think he was giving him up because Saul is smart. Like, I ain't about to die for Jesse. And Mike is, as we said earlier, Mike is serious. Like, nigga, Mike, I believe Mike when he tell me he's gonna break my legs.
I think, agree with everything you guys said. And this is just this. We couldn't imagine times like this in seasons 1 and 2. Ain't no Walt, ain't no Jesse, ain't really no primary character around it. And these two, like, just doing a scene like this that meant so much. Like, this is, again, I know we said this, probably said in a couple episodes because it's been in its groove, but this peak Breaking Bad right here. This is like,
oh yes,
this is great. This is what you remember. Like, you into this, you like, damn, like, absolutely, is that for real Jesse thing? Will he fuck him up? And we don't even know the history. I think this is even better knowing the history between Mike and Saul. Like, if you watch Better Call Saul, you know that he been fucking with Saul for a minute.
Yeah.
But he fucking with Gus on a level now. We're like, nah, it's this other stuff in here, big dog. I'll take you on out for this. So yeah, this scene was really good just rewatching it in a rewatch because it gives you that Breaking Bad classic feel.
Yeah. When a man like Mike tells you, I trust the hole in the desert that I'll put you in, that you'll say something, then you gotta really take heed to that.
Facts.
You gotta take heed to that. Ain't nobody trying to end up in the desert, like straight up. That's pretty much all I got for that scene. Y'all got anything else to say about it?
I still don't understand the device, like how that's supposed to benefit you.
It's like a massage. We actually see him doing that device in Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
they keep your spine. I'm assuming they keep your spine moving. Like,
okay.
I may be sitting around all day. It kind of probably move your legs, keep your spine moving, blood circulating. That's what I'm assuming.
Okay.
And I love the comical effect that it adds because you gotta think, if you somebody like Mike, if I'm Mike,
and you look at this ridiculous ass machine,
and who's already said earlier in the episode, man, I ain't been asleep since Thursday, so I'm already tired, I'm already angry, I'm doing all this extra work. Then I come in here and I need some information. You down on the ground. First of all, you tell your assistant to tell him I'm in conference, and when I walk in, you doing this shit. You already pissing me off. And you kind of brush me off like I'm some poo-put in your office, just kind of on the ground doing this dumb shit, bruh. Don't piss me off right now. I'll kill you. Like right now, bruh. Give me the information that I need. So it's funny in that sense where you just even more irritated if you someone like Mike.
And don't even change positions like you want to assert yourself. Like that's why I like
stay down there.
like I love
stay
that.
Your ass down there.
Like hey, let's yeah.
Even though you're not, and that's what makes it better. You're not even a threat.
No.
I'm just exerting dominance right now. Stay your ass down on that ground.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you. Let me look at you in your eye and let you know what type of time it is right now. Mm-hmm. We go to the next scene. So Saul continues, and he's in the car with Walt. They're discussing money laundering, and Walt says it's a waste. He's buying the car wash. They pull up to laser tag, which was mentioned earlier in the season, and Saul has the keys. In the background, we see Victor's following and laying in the cut. I want to ask y'all something. I guess I'll ask it now. We'll get into the rest of the scene, but I got to ask y'all. How the hell do y'all not go in that building if you Victor? How do you not make a phone call saying this? Anywhere that I see y'all go, I'm reporting on that, and we got to check out and scope this area out. Like, Mike should be getting a phone call. I know he's looking for Pinkman, but hey, bro, they just pulled up to this, and I know you think the car is bugged and you having the conversation about money laundering. I don't give a fuck. That's a building that looks like it could store somebody. I just don't understand how that's not something. I'd rather Victor not even be there than him to be following, and nobody from that team goes in there to check this place out.
Well, it's a few things. Like, you got to remember, they're following Saul, not Walter. So as far as, but think about it. So as far as they're thinking Saul don't know that we know what he doing. We bugging Walter and you know what I mean, but we're not.
I got to push back on that a little bit.
Okay, what?
Because remember, Mike came in that room. He said, "I'm looking for Pinkham," and we both know why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember, so he knows, like, you know why I'm looking for Jesse.
Yeah, but I still don't think that, like, you're looking for Jesse. I'm threatening you. But I still don't think it gives the inclination that, like, I'm going to go in there. It's like I'm still following you from, like, because it's like I sent in Mike to do the threats, but after that, I want you to think that we're not following you. We're going by your word, but we're quietly following you. But I think the moment we get in and walk into the building, then I think it changes things. So I personally do think that it works, you know, because it's like you're not supposed to know that we know what's up.
But what's the point of following you if I'm not reporting? Hey, don't you think it's interesting that the guy's partner and the lawyer are right here? Like, at the very least, what harm does it do to just check this place out just to make sure they're not pulling a fast one? I doubt it. It could be a 0% chance. But if you're really looking for someone, like that 1%, you check every single box. It just seems, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, Mo. Mm-hmm. It just seems like that organization is more diligent than just to have them following Saul and seeing, Saul's with Walt and they in this big building. I know they said Jesse gone, but do you think it's worth somebody coming out here to take a look just in case they wrong or just in case they lying? Like, I just feel like I feel like that group is too organized to not check that spot.
Well, do you think that they're listening? So obviously he thinks that his car is bugged. And so the way they played it was like,
I don't trust anybody at that point. Like, I don't care what you talking about in that car. Let me find out for myself that y'all just in here doing some money laundering shit. Like, it just, maybe, I don't know what it is, but it's just, every time I look at that scene, I'm like, bruh. Like,
see, if this was Mike, it'd been different. I think that's exactly why they use Victor.
There we go. That's what I was going to say too. He's not good at his, Victor's not good at it. He's not good at his job.
Okay.
Which is why we get what happened in the next episode. I think Victor's just not good at his job. And because you're right, Rich, like if we got the car bug, yeah, we had a conversation about money laundering, but there's still this big ass building and the possibility that whatever could be in there. If he don't go check it out, call somebody to check it out. But I think that that's them subtly selling us like he's just not that good. He like we all three of us have said it how we feel about him. Like, you're a pooper, bro. What are you doing around? Mm-hmm. Like, you just somebody that's taking up space, and this scene solidifies it.
Because all them people that we mentioned earlier, Omar, Arya, like Chris, like nobody's looking at that scenario, peeping the scene and being like, yeah, this looks normal. Like, hell nah, bruh. Like, I'm doing some extra recon. I'm staying out here. I'm doing whatever I can. But somebody in that building, we about to find out. But y'all make a great point. Victor is terrible at his job, and that does pass. That is believable. So maybe he was told. Maybe he should have. Maybe he doesn't. I could see a scenario where you think it's assumed that if you see this, you should call somebody. You should call Mike. And Victor just doesn't assume it. Like, it's one of those things where I didn't think I had. If I'm Gus or somebody else, I didn't think I had to tell you. I thought that was common knowledge. I thought you would have. Yeah.
Is what
That's a great
happens.
point. That's a great point. Like, you should be able to see this scenario, and your red flag should be going off. Your signal should be going off. Say, hey, this looks a little bit odd, but all right. Back to the scene. Saul's doing the full rundown. You know, they got this game here, this game there. You can sell beers to the parents. And Walt says, all right, we good. And Saul's freaking out, man. You trying to tell me my car might be bugged? I'm being followed. The guy that I pay, the guy I've been rocking with for a minute, my PI, just threatened to beat me up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got me, what the fuck you got me into right now? This is over and above. I'm definitely looking at our numbers once we survive all of this. And we get the reveal also that Jesse's at the laser tag. Hold up. And him and Walt get a chance to talk. And Walt tells him, I got my old job back until they kill me and Gail takes over. Walt knows the play. The fact that Gail is timid, that's the only reason I'm still alive. Gail is timid. He doesn't have any confidence. He's not ready to take over this lab. But once he does, I know it's over for me. Jesse asks, what are they going to do about it? And Walt says, you know what we got to do. And Jesse, we see him being very remorseful. Like, there's got to be another way. Maybe we call the cops. You can get some federal witness protection, all the information that you have. We had a good run, but it's over. And Walt says, man, never the DEA. And the cook can't stop. Gus can't afford it. So we see Walt. It almost mirrors the Walt that we saw at the beginning of this episode in 1993. Like, there's no obstacle too high. Like, sky's the limit. Like, everything you saying, once again, sounds rational. It's what a rational, normal person would do. But I'm still bigger than the program. I know that if we take this dude out, he has to keep us alive because he can't afford to stop production on this multi-million-dollar industry that he's got. If we kill the competition, we got leverage. And Jesse says he can't do it, so Walt says I will. But I'm gonna need your help. They following me. I need you to go find his address. Go find out where he is, where he's at. And if it comes down to you and me versus him, it's always gonna be him, plain and simple. I saved your life. Are you gonna save mine? Pretty much how we used it and put it to Jesse.
Master manipulator.
Yeah.
Master manipulator. Playing all the right tunes for Jesse to bite into what he needs to bite into. But Jesse had the right idea, man. Like, I would have been more adamant about it. Like, yeah, you saved my life. I appreciate it, bro. I'm done. I'm out the game. Call the police, nigga. That's your best bet is calling the police right now. I got enough money. I'm leaving here. I already got my ticket from the bus. I'm out of here. Like, yeah, all this shit you talking about sound cool, but it's came too close, way too many times for me to take this next major step and double down. Like, you got a bad hand, bro. Like, when you get a bad hand, you don't throw more money into the middle of it. You fold. I'm out. I'm done. Like, Jesse had the right advice here. But again, you get Walt, and to what you were saying earlier, Mo, about the prequel, the Cold Open. This is that Walt right here. Well, he's like, well, when we get the bigger house, when we do this, when we do that. And Skylar like, nah, bro, like you just lost your job at the startup that you was at where they fucked with you. You don't know how this one is gonna go. Like, nah, let's just start right here. Like, it's over with. All that big bravado shit that you got going on is done. This is the same scenario that him and Skylar were in the Cold Open, as to where Jesse is telling him the right thing to do. He listened to Skylar, he didn't listen to Jesse. But somebody's telling him the right thing to do, and he just got too much confidence, too much ego, too much pride to do the right thing, which is, man, just go to the police. It's over with, bro. This bigger than you now. You did this for your family. Like, you're turning into a legit criminal now. Y'all talking about killing people, even beyond this. Like, the other stuff was circumstantial, right? Like, the other stuff, like, you almost can write off for circumstantial when you're talking about Crazy Eight. And even with the car shit, you ran over two people. Okay, even with that, you're still trying to save Jesse from something. But now you're talking about going to kill. Like,
all right. You're full of it.
I say this, Mo. Before
you put way too much grace on killings, bro. Like, oh, okay, you ran over the people to defend. Crazy Eight with the bike.
Let me just say this. He didn't kill, like, Gail is the first civilian. I'll say that.
Okay.
Everybody else that he had to kill has got something to do with somebody that's in the game. They technically are bad guys.
Yeah.
Gail not a bad guy, bro. I'm cooking a little meth, man, because I'm good at science. Like Gus is a master manipulator, just like you. He convinced me to do that. This would be a good idea. I can make some extra money. I got to pay off these student loans from all this high ass science college shit I did. This is a normal dude, and we talking about killing him for what? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we can stay alive, but go to the police, dude. It's over with.
I mean, are they gonna give them some kind of like plea deal? You know what I mean? If they approach that,
If Gus go in there, I mean, if he go in there and tell them he got a major meth distributor for the Southwest region of the United States with maybe cartel implications, they gonna make sure that he good. He might get probation. They'll give him the inner workings of all the shit that, like, nigga, Sammy the Bull killed hundreds of people. All he had to do was give him John Gotti and be like, hey, you know what, you can ride, you good.
and
So,
that podcast was
Walt,
really good too. That Sammy the Bull pod is crazy.
yeah, so Walt can walk in there with his nuts on the table and be like, look, man, yeah, I might have done some foul shit, but I got the big dog for you. I know y'all been looking for him. Here you go, give me witness protection, give my family witness protection. I'm out of here.
The only issue with that is Walt's ego.
Yeah, his ego. And Hank.
I think his ego more than anything, more than Hank. I think it's his ego. Like something that for Walt, that means I'm admitting that I lost, and I don't think Walt can do that.
Yeah, he's past that stage in his life now. Like he already let them get that gray matter off. You took over my my ideas, my concept, and you took my girl. You know, with Elliot or whatever, it's like, bro, I think he's so far past that now. You know what I mean? And then even then finding out that Skylar, you know, IFT, you know what I mean?
Imagine Elliot took your girl.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like he's past that stage, and it's like it's literally what don't kill me make it strong. This man pulled up to Tuco and threw fake meth into a bomb on him. Like he's too far gone now. It's like he ain't thuggish ruggish, but he's too far gone in a sense. It's like, bro, if I'm gonna die, I've made peace with that. I had cancer, bro. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Somebody gonna use AI to put Walt's face over Mitch's body and pay it in full. Like, man, I love the game. I love the hustle. I be feeling like one of them ball. I be feeling like one of them ball playing niggas.
like you're not right. You're not wrong, boy. I'm just saying, like the normal, like the right decision to make was what Jesse said, but he can't because it's Walt. It's fucking. He's broken bad. He's a criminal.
We wouldn't even be in this position if Jesse wasn't so stupid, though.
What you mean?
Like, we already had to sit down with Gus. And you still went through with it, and now I gotta save your dumb ass. And
no,
that's
he
what
doesn't.
Well,
that's the thing.
Gus
he doesn't have to.
though.
He should have let that nigga Jesse get smoked. That's really should have what happened. Like Jesse should have been on a t-shirt, and we go about our business.
Well, Jesse is the son. Jesse is the son.
Damn shame, nigga. Hey, I'm gonna see you at the fish fry.
Facts.
I mean, but you
I'm
gotta
see
think.
you at the fish fry for Jesse.
But Jesse is his Christopher Moltisanti to Tony. It's like it's the son he never had.
Yeah, Liam made a good point in his email. Like, I get it.
Facts.
Like, I get it. It's even though it's weird and complicated and a little fucked up, the bond, I get it. I get why he did it. Like, I don't want to say it like that, but also the rational side of anybody, like Spike Lee said, man, damn shame what happened to Jesse. I hate when they go young like that.
He should.
When they go,
whatever happened there. Yeah, he should have let Jesse get smoked. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but it's like I've already talked to you, and then I also brought Gus into it, and Gus rectified it and said, "All right, here's what we're gonna do," and they even got rid of the kid that killed your partner, your homeboy. They got rid of the kid, and that still wasn't good enough for Jesse.
Well, they didn't want the kid. He wanted the two dudes. Jesse doesn't look at the kid as being responsible.
Well, that's the reason it snapped, because the kid got killed. Yeah, because he felt like it was his fault.
That was
and
insane.
Gus definitely had that deal because he knew Jesse was going to react that way. But the fact of the matter too, like Jesse is not a killer. You're asking somebody to go just kill somebody in cold blood, and it ain't even the two niggas that killed the little. Like, it ain't nobody that really is justified with his reason there. But you somebody like Jesse, that's the first time killing somebody, and it's Gail.
He ain't had no
You asking him
problem.
to
He
do
has
that?
zero problems with Gil.
Right, like it's hard to believe
Yeah.
that that's his first kill, and that you get that off. Even with Walt asking him to do that, you gotta understand. Like he probably wouldn't even kill them two niggas on the corner. To be honest with you,
Nah.
like he probably would have got there and froze up or whatever
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
happen. But now you
Yeah.
got to go kill Gail. Come on, bro.
Yeah. I agree.
I would have had zero faith in that plan.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think he was trying to sell the him versus us type of mentality.
Yeah,
And
he
I guess
pushed
that's
that.
enough motivation. But truth be told, man, the way Jesse is right now, and you back using it, bruh, you might pick the us side. You might pick the, fuck it. I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? I could see that being a threat too. So it's a lot of faith, and everybody told him from previous episodes to now. Mike said it. Gus said it. You doing all this for a junkie? That's how they view Jesse. Like, They don't. That's what makes this decision even more frustrating and unbelievable for them. Is because you're doing all this for a motherfucker that can easily be replaced. Like you ran over two of my dudes for him. Like it ain't like this is Gale. I can even see if it was Gale because Gale got some talent that he brings to the table. Like this just don't make no sense to nobody. So it's a very interesting dynamic, but it works within the show.
Yeah, and it speaks
it
to
works.
like, even if it ain't true, it speaks to Walt feeling like he's the smartest in the room for a reason like this. Y'all think he's just a junkie. You know what I mean? But like, I was out in the desert with this nigga, and we figured out how to get the RV working. Even though he was dumb to leave the keys in there, but he had to be the one to also, get the payback going, get the shock joint going. Like y'all think he's just this dumb nigga, but there is things there that I know about Jesse that y'all don't know. And of course, like you said, I can control him, this and that. So I think that's what fuels a little bit of his mindset with his partnership with Jesse.
Nah, that's a good point. Anything else to say about that scene before we get into the last 10 minutes of the episode? All right, fellas. Well, we're at the white residence, and similar to the cold open, kind of the same sequence. We see the fireplace and we see it pan out. This time it's present day. Skylar's setting the table. Walt's holding Holly. Looks like Junior's doing some homework at the table. Walt gets a call from Jesse. 6353 Wantabo Boulevard, apartment 6. That is the address for Gale. He's home right now and it's wide open. Nobody's out here. It doesn't look like anybody's sitting on the house. Now is the time if you're going to do it. Walt said he plans on doing it tonight once it gets dark. Jesse, once again, pleased with Walt on the phone. Do not do this. And Walt hung up on that nigga. Walt's looking to leave. It's nighttime. He's going to go ahead and do the deed. And Victor shows up and tells Walt that he needs to come with him. A chemical is leaking in the lab. Once again, fellas, there's zero possibility that I leave there with Victor in the car. You're going to have to get out the car and drag me. You got to get out and put me in your car, and I don't believe you can.
Plenty of moments like that on this episode.
And I don't believe you can do it. So
yeah, he would have to call Gus and be like, "Hey man, I killed him," because he just wasn't going. Or I would have had to call Gus and be like, "Hey, come get your mans from my driveway."
Sure.
Like, what? That's the only way that would have ended. Yeah, that's the only way that would have ended.
Boy. Yeah, fuck
Under no circumstances am I getting in this car with you. Not one circumstance, bro.
And I love the tension of it because you see Walt kind of looking around, and we get the idea of what's going on because it's bullshit. If you would just say it could get in, that's one thing. But once you start telling me there's a chemical leak at the lab, now I know what time it is. Because that's my lab. I know my lab more than anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like somebody telling you something about your car. Like, nigga, I drive this every day. I know my car. Like, so the suspense is building.
And again, for people listening, like, oh, y'all being ridiculous about dude, the person that we don't believe is somebody. Like, when you have to take the ride in Casino or Goodfellas or The Sopranos, like The Irishman, like there's reason why you getting in that car. Like we know it's not optional. We understand that, like in the whole clergy thing, it's not supposed to be optional. But I think what we pointing out here with Victor is they made it optional when you sent him to do it, you made it optional.
Yeah.
You made it like if it's Christopher Moltisanti coming to pick you up, or it's De
Paulie,
Niro, Walnuts, like I know it ain't really no options here. Like I know what the get down is. I don't believe dude though. So like you got to show me. You got to
That's
get
like
out
them
this car.
sending Benny. That's like the equivalent of Sopranos of them
Exactly.
sending Benny to come get me. Like,
Is,
bro,
that, is there a wire
Man,
equivalent?
this it's like they sending Artie. Really, it's like come on, bro.
yeah,
Sending
is there a
Artie.
I'm not. We ain't gonna do Artie. That's
send it. Yeah, send it D'Angelo. Send it D'Angelo Barksdale, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta send somebody. You gotta send Weebay, bro. You gotta send
Okay.
somebody else. Bird. Somebody gotta come get me, bro. There
That's
ain't
a
no
good
way
one.
I'm getting.
Okay, that's a
yeah.
good one.
And if I do feel, I'm not feeling threatened if D'Angelo pick me up. Shit, I'm gonna ask D'Angelo, hey, bro, I'm hungry, bro. I need you to stop over there.
Hey,
We gotta
stop
get something to eat,
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm treating that like a friend. Like I'm not threatened at all by D'Angelo.
And yeah, pull over, get some guards. We finna roll up like this whole thing finna go down with D'Angelo.
But if we may pull up, say, yo, man, I gotta come holler at you. Remember that scene with the fish? Like D'Angelo thought it was over for him. Like he thought it was over for him just from the presence of Weebay. There's certain people like that, so that's funny. But talks about the chemical leak in the lab. Needs Walt to get in the car. Walt wanted to follow him, but that was a no-go. They get to the lab, and Mike is there as well. And you see the entrance, open it up, and Mike says something along the lines like, "Yeah, I don't know, but something smells really stinky down there." And it's great acting by Bryan Cranston, just that hesitation and knowing, like. And there's a moment where I love how Mike just gets it out there. Like, you know what I mean? The sooner you understand what this is, the sooner we can all go home. Like, bro, it's time. You know what I mean? And I think that human
This what
element.
the smirk was for. I think this is what the smirk was for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
See, there's a moment in this scene where I could point to and say, I think it is what me and Mo said. Because when he's pleading for his life, Mike says, Walter, I'm sorry. I can't do it. Like, he sounds genuine when he says it. Like, bruh, I really don't want to take you out. But I can't. I got to let you go. I don't think he would have said that to anybody else. That I'm sorry, I can't do it. I think that's like a straight up, bruh. If there was any other way, I try to
remember the German dude in Better Call Saul. Like he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah. But Walt pleads with Mike not to do it. He'll cook for free. That's how you know. That's the equivalent of oh girl, I'll suck you. That's the equivalent of that.
I got these
What
cheese.
talking about Menace to Society.
I got these cheeseburgers, man. That's what he hit him with, man. I got these
Anybody want some
cheeseburgers.
burgers?
Yeah, man, he down bad. Yeah, he down bad, man. And then Walt ends up using his car, saying, "Man, you know what? I'll give up Jesse. I'll take you right to him."
That's why I think he don't give a shit about Jesse.
But look.
But I think
I
that's
know it was to play his trick, but I still think it.
I thought that
Bush
too
was
until I
coming to
seen how it
shove. He
played.
still didn't give a fuck.
He needed to get to his phone,
True,
so
true.
he had to appeal to their desire, something that was a bigger fish than him.
Yes.
And so he
It made
utilized
sense.
that. But then if he had never flipped like Jesse, go get him. If he didn't do that, then it'd been different. But the fact that he did that, I can't agree.
I somewhat disagree with you because it's convenient. It's just convenient for Walt that they wanted him and he did this. It's convenient. If he had to give him up, I feel like he would have, because later on we seen this scenario and he gave him up.
Well, I mean, the dynamics of the relationship might have changed then. At this point,
but
you see what I'm saying?
The seeds are still there.
Hey,
The seeds are still
Spike.
sown.
Hey, listen, you're trying to build this narrative so concrete, and listen, I'm coming at your foundation, bro, because you're trying to I already gave you like he was already broken bad, but like this relationship too, come on, bro, you gotta give credit here, because how else is he gonna get to his phone? He wanted to drive on his own so that he could give Jesse the heads up, but again, Victor was like, nah, you ride with me, so he ain't had that window. And then when he realized how quickly his life was about to flash, he was like, okay, I gotta utilize this angle in order for them to let me get to the phone. And then he went right to the thing. He ain't play around with it and be like, oh, he's here. He got to the thing. And now his life is in Jesse's hands. So
sound good.
Look at him look.
It's interesting, man. So we see Walt calling Jesse because he needs the phone to tell him to meet. Mike falls for it, because obviously he wants Jesse. Once he told him he's still in town, wants to see what is set up. And then once Walt gets on the phone, he tells Jesse that it's got to be you. You got the head start. You about 20 minutes. Mike figures out what's going on, or he really doesn't, but he knows something's up, and pulls the phone away, puts the gun up to Walt, And Walt tells him, man, I'd hold off if I was you. Why you say that? Because you're gonna need me. 6353 Wantabo Boulevard, apartment 6. And it's just brilliant the way the show did it. Like he immediately knows, like, oh shit, they're going to go kill that man. And we see Jesse. Mike tries to call Gale, but Gale's listening to his music, making his tea, doing all of that. He gets a knock on the door, and it's a distraught Jesse. And Jesse pulls out his gun, and Gale is looking like, man, you don't got to do this. You can take whatever you want. I got money. I got a lot of money. This is a stranger to him. And you got to think about Gale, like, bro, what's the odds of somebody knocking on my door just want to kill me? No explanation, no words, no nothing. Like, Jesse didn't say a word. And Jesse's remorseful. He's shaky. We see that camera pan kind of line up perfectly with Gale. And then we hear that gunshot go off at the end of the episode. And everything fades to black while Jesse has tears in his eyes. And we can see the emotional toll that it takes. And that is how season 3 ends. Fellas, a lot going on. Jesse
First
ended up
watch,
doing the
did y'all
deed.
think he shot him?
Yeah.
I always thought he shot him. I guess it was a big controversy about, like,
It was
a
conversation
cliffhanger.
when this came out. Yeah, it was a lot of conversation. I remember when this first aired, people like, did he shoot him for real? I don't think he shot him because it went off. They would have showed it. All of them different things. So I do remember that conversation being had when this was watched.
Yeah.
It was funny because, I'm sorry, just real quick, Mo, before you go. Vince Gilligan was just talking about how he never, in his brain, he didn't even think the possibility of a cliffhanger was even there. He thought it was very obvious, especially when they changed the camera angle. But once he realized people didn't know for sure, he was like, "Oh shit, I ain't do a good job of conveying this. Like Gale is dead."
Because it's always that thing in TV, right? If you don't see the body.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. It's Sopranos cut to black. It's like, and I will say this felt very Soprano-esque to me. Like, I don't know if y'all felt that like this last sequence, but it felt very Soprano-esque. But
with the tea.
all that shit going on. I say,
like
yeah.
the diner. I see what you're saying,
but they did an excellent job. I no complaints. No complaints for me. I thought it was amazing when they did that. Aaron Paul just, oh man, those tears. I don't know how he got there, bro. Because again, when you watch this show, you got to remember these people are acting. At some point, somebody gonna say and cut. It's like, but you're so in, and when seeing him in those tears and seeing like it oh my god, like he should have got an award for this episode. Every time I see this scene, I say he should have got an award because the way that the hesitancy that's in his mind, but the forward movement in his action. Man. And again, and even the actor that plays Gale, like I felt bad, bro. To this day, every time I see it, even when Gale first popped up, I think I alluded to it. I as soon as I just felt bad because again, like y'all said, he's kind of the closest to civilian that gets whacked, and it hurt because it was like, man, dude ain't really on none of that type of time, but it was like Walter said, is him or us. It's like your life is you cooked, unless you get rid of Gale. I'm cooked, you know what I'm saying, unless you get rid of Gale. So it always hurt to see that, but I understood why it had to be done, and the angle of them bringing it to the point blank range to Gale, and then also making it now us viewers at point blank range, like he shot us. That was amazing.
If Gale had just a little bit of swag or street sense, he could have got out of it. He could have told Jesse, man, I'll leave. You'll never see me again. And Jesse would have bought that shit.
I'm not sitting still that long. I'm not sitting still that long. If somebody holding a gun to me and it's like that much time, it's just gonna be one of the things where even if you get me, you got me fighting, because if you're not taking logic and emotion when I'm expressing like you don't have to do it, then now I gotta fight you for it. Like that's the thing I don't like all the time in TV shows. I do get it. People can talk people off the ledge, but like it's like one of the things, like if you get too long, nah, bro, I ain't gonna let you just get that off, 5 minutes pointing a gun at me. Like, nah.
Yeah, that's understandable. But and also too, he a civilian. Like we don't fight. I feel like Gale would have just been like stunned and couldn't move. But if he, like, to your point, And my point, if he had any more savviness to him, one, he would have moved around. Two, he would have had a conversation with Jesse and would have been like, "Look, bro, you ain't never even gonna see me again. You ain't got to do this. I catch the first thing out of town. I ain't gonna tell nobody you was here." Like he could have got that off on Jesse
Mm-hmm.
and been gone.
1,000%. 1,000% could have got that off. That's what makes it crazy because he easily could have just been. He doesn't know that, but we know it as viewers. But he didn't even try, and I think that's what the issue is. Like, you can't just close your eyes and hope that nothing happens. And Jesse ended up doing the deed. Man, it was kind of crazy, and you can kind of tell. Once again, I remember what happens at the beginning of season 4. I remember there was one of those moments where I'm like, oh, Gus different. He different
Oh,
than what I thought he was.
that's when it comes. Okay, I didn't know when it came, but I've been waiting on it.
But even then, even if you don't remember, I kind of talk about the Jesse character and just how remembering him one way versus watching him again for the first time, you kind of know it's all downhill from here for Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Like this shaped him. If you thought it already happened, this is it. And I know, I do remember. I think Liam mentioned it. There is something that happens, or maybe it was Acid Jax with Brock next season. I remember that whole thing. I actually thought that happened this season, but either way, man, it was just one of those things. You're like, damn, man, you kind of feel for Jesse. If you care about shit like that, you feel for Jesse.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on this final moment of the season?
Nope.
Incredible episode, man. Incredible storytelling, incredible suspense. Like, if you're watching that for the first time, you're trying to figure out what's going to happen. Like, and remember, them season finales, they get you ready for the next one. I remember watching this as we were getting ready for this, and I'm like, oh, I got to jump into season 4. And those are what the great season finales do. They keep you waiting all off season for the new season and what happens. So, just how bold it is from Walt and Jesse to even pull that off. So, looking forward to kind of getting into it. But before we get out of this episode and out of season 3, we have some final awards to give out for this finale. First and foremost, most interesting plot between Jesse and Walt. Who you giving it to?
Walt. Walt was really in the field. Like, Jesse was there, but like Walt really had to deal with
Jesse,
the big dogs, though. Jesse had to
kill somebody.
Yeah, but that was the last part, and Walt was set to do that, though.
I think it's close to me. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
What makes Jesse's plot so strong, in my opinion, like you said, it was just the last 15 minutes, but it loomed over the whole show. I remember watching this in full time, like, man, when they gonna show Jesse? Like the whole the episode about to be over, it's 15 minutes left, and they ain't even showed Jesse yet. That was a presence on the episode and made you think about his plot line a lot more. But this is the closest to a tie. I feel like
it's real close.
It's this down to the wire. But I will say Walt because it played out on screen more. But Jesse's was right there.
He right there. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Jesse. I'm cool with a tie, but just for the sake of not doing that, I'm gonna go with Jesse. I just think that leading into Jesse's just a more interesting character because once you figure out Walt. And I know we've had this conversation numerous times. Once that allure of Walt Breaking Bad and trying to figure out when that happens and you finally like, oh, he's been that way, a lot of that kind of fades away in his character. You kind of know his motives and his intention. You know, at the very least, Walt's going to do whatever he needs to be the smartest person in the room or appear to be the smartest person in the room or to hold on to some type of power, where Jesse is more of like the human side of things where it's like, yo, how are you going to react to this?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to respond to this? So I'm going to give it to Jesse because I was more leaving this episode and heading into season 4. I'm much more fascinated with what's going on with Jesse's mind than I am Walt's.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to give it to Jesse. Favorite conversation in the episode?
This would get a little tricky.
This is an episode full of them.
Mm-hmm. There's the Gail and Gus. There's the Walt and Gus. There's the Walt and Jesse. There's the Mike and Saul. You said conversation.
I gotta go with it. I got to go with Jesse and Walt.
conversation.
I got to go
Got
with
the
Jesse and
laser
Walt.
tag.
Yeah, and when he was telling Walt, man, I call the police, bro. It's over. It's done. It's a wrap. Finito. We done. And Walt still trying to like, and how that goes back into the cold open. So yeah, I got to go Jesse and Walt at the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Walt and Gus, the opening scene outside of the cold
Mm,
open. I think just the way that he presented it, like even pressing Gus really, like low key, like on the like you would ask me that, no, I wouldn't ask you that. But I'm asking you that. Like that was fire to me. It's just like where's Jesse? I don't know. He's time zones away. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing, the way he played it, you got two options. Like he was buying himself time, but he also had valid points to the point where Gus is asking, and what's the second option? So I thought he really talked himself out of dying on the spot, and I thought it was really enjoyable.
So quiet as kept. Walt fucked up when he said you'll never find him. Like when people add much, like y'all ever seen the movie Get Shorty
hmm
with John Travolta? James Gandolfini in it too.
Yeah,
But Chili Palmer, who's John Travolta's character, he has a line where he says, "Say no more than you have to, and sometimes less than that." I'm butchering it, but it's somewhere along that. Like pretty much,
talking
bro,
too
leave that
much.
shit as a minimum and stuff like that. So once he started saying, "Oh, he this far away, he doing this, that, and the third, you'll never find him." That's when I would have been that, and that's what goes back to my rant earlier about,
Mhm.
bruh. Like we sure this motherfucker in Virginia. Like I don't know, man. Start checking some shit. Start going in, kicking some doors, and let's make sure he really ain't here. But either way, my favorite conversation was I'm agreeing with Spike Lee. It was the Jesse and Walt at the laser tag because we see them have to make a decision for the preservation of themselves, and we see them not be on the same page about it because it should be pretty simple. Most crime drama shows it is all about self preservation. Whatever we got to do to stay alive, we gonna do that. And for once, we see Jesse on some like, man, I really don't give a fuck. I'm just ready for this shit to be over. Like we don't really get that too often. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready for this to be over. And Walt's like, I'm not accepting that. And the whole police thing, yes, it made sense. It was the right thing to do, but you know, even when Walt was at home and Jesse told him don't do this, Walt hung up on that nigga. Like just those differences of opinions on how we gonna proceed and go about it. And Walt's not even hearing him out. Like I'm not even taking into consideration your moral compass or your emotional,
He shouldn't.
maturity. Yeah, like we got
It's
to
like
do
I
what we got
told
to
you
do.
last week, let that shit go. And now
Yeah,
we're
so
here.
it's fascinating to see them kind of work that out in real time. And Jesse gets that realization, like, damn, like we like killed a man. Like I ain't with that shit. So I thought that was very fascinating. What about the best scene in the episode?
The last thing for me, just to gather, like, because all of the conflict that's happening to kill this part again, Gail is not innocent, but he's the most innocent in this world. And to see, and right under him is Jesse. You know, we're talking about again the most innocent in this world of drug dealing, Breaking Bad, all that, and just to see like him plead for his life, trying to find the angle to stay alive. Like I got money. What did you need? And then he's running. He ran out of answers to try to preserve his life. That was sad and it was powerful. Like he ran out of things to appeal to the person with the gun. You know what I mean? And Jesse like having to like ignore all of that because and even Jesse obliging to have to hurry up and go do it, knowing he wasn't agreeing, knowing he didn't want to, but he owed Walt. That scene was that is man, that's up there for Breaking Bad scenes, bro. Top 10.
Agreed. Mine's the
Agreed.
first scene. Yeah, that was a good one. Mo. Mine is the first scene. Gus, like, nigga, is you crazy? Like, did you lose your mind? Like, you are running over people? Like, do you understand the context of what we doing right now? Like, you still playing with me like I'm not that dude. So I love the whole dialect and how Gus was so offended. And even too how Walt talked himself out of it, how Mike was looking, just that whole thing, the scenery in the background. It was a perfect place for where anything could happen there. Like y'all said earlier, I thought that first scene was damn near a perfect scene.
Yeah, y'all picked the two that is between. I think those are by far the two best. So I won't say by far, but those are the top two. Um, the last scene is the scene that you need to kind of like end the show with a bang, and it's the one that's like the most shocking. But I think the best scene in this episode is the opening scene with Mike, Gus, and Walt. Like just trying to figure out this aftermath, just from the tone of it, trying to figure out how Walt's going to get away out of here. Are you even going to survive this meeting? Everything under the sun, and him just kind of having that bravado of like, hey, I got some options. There's two of them. Here's what we can do. And the Mike smirk, however you want to interpret it, like all of it was kind of played in. It was like, all right, well,
It
like, I
started the
guess you
clock.
still got yourself some live. Yeah, it started the clock, and it kind of led the whole. Like, I just love the acting. I love the tension. I love the cinematography of it. I just like the TV nerd in me enjoyed that scene more, even though the final scene is the one that you need to kind of keep this moving forward, and that's a shock value. So yeah, who took the half measure this episode?
Gus. I think Gus took the half measure. Like there was like I ain't letting these two fucking poo putts like dictate everything I got going on, man. Like one of y'all should have been dead this episode. Whether it been Walt, like even the conversation that you having with Gail said he need one more cook, bro. You cooked with him for a long time. Figure that shit out, man. You built this goddamn lab. Like I ain't no more cooks. Dude gone. I don't know where he at. I don't know what happened to him. Go in there, figure it out. Or I'm finding Jesse, like I'm pressing Saul. Like this is something more that I could have did versus letting Walt and Jesse dictate how this gonna play out. I do that. I do the dictating. So I'm
I'm
going with Gus.
I'm going Gail. Yeah, I think Gail. This is like when
I don't know what.
you got two uninvited guests in the same week. You know what I mean? It's and you're playing your music loud, your phone ring. You know, he had the same. He had spoiler alert. He had the Bobby Bacala fate. You know what I mean? Like you went around your phone, and this is what happened. And I think Gus. I think he didn't have the wherewithal of what's going on, and he never even tried to figure it out. He kept this so general on a science tip. I'm making some money, and there's a line I believe in Better Call Saul where he has clarity and like peace about basically being a drug dealer. He's like, I mean, somebody's going to buy it anyway. You know what I mean? So I think Gus, absolutely. Like sitting there, letting him hold the gun to your face for 5 minutes with nothing. Nah, bro. You ain't going to get that off. If you don't shoot me immediately when I open the door, I'm fighting you. Period.
You love calling that man Gus.
Gail, my bad, Gail.
Those are all great points. I guess I'm a little bit more lenient because Gale is a civilian. I don't really expect him to kind of know the game and how to operate.
He not. He really not.
He is square too. He is square. He is civilian. He's as civilian as they come in this world.
Yeah, but I won't classify him as civilian. I would just say, I'd say he's the most innocent in this world, but he's not a civilian.
I think he's the one. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I do agree. However, I do think he's the one that would be the most shocked. Like, I didn't know we were doing all of this. I didn't know like this.
Facts.
I would be involved. Like he definitely. Yeah, we told you you're gonna be doing some cooking, but he legitimately didn't expect all the other stuff that comes with it, including these strangers knocking up at your door unannounced, or just keeping your head on the swivel. Like, you can just see the way he moves, bro. Like you have no idea what's going on. And you can't even see the play the way Walt saw the play. Like, nigga, I should be able to know that if Gus want me to run this lab and they get wind of it, they're going to want to take me out. Now, once again, it's not realistic for Gale to know that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that he didn't know, which is why I can't hold him in that light. So I am going to agree, and I hate to say this once again, I got to agree with Spike Lee. I only say I hate to say it because I'm trying to be different, but it is Gus. Like, Gus, none of this should have happened. Gus should have shut all of this shit down. I'd have killed Walt right there in that desert, man. Fuck you. Gale, figure this shit out. For real. At this point, you got to cut your from a business perspective. You got to cut your losses.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know what I
not
mean?
dealing with
I
Walt
might
no
not
more.
get the same. I might not get the same quality, but at this point, you made it. It's not worth it at this point. Like, bro, I gotta get out. There's you. You can't cook that good, bro. You can't cook that good. I know it's
And
elite.
even if you can, I don't care. It's not
Yeah.
worth it no more for me. Like you out of here. It's
At
done.
this point, it's
Yeah,
over.
we ain't doing this.
So I got to give it to Gus, man. Gus should have never even let this shit go this far. So, last, who is the MVP? Who took the full measure of this episode?
Jesse. Jesse kept him alive.
It feels weird. It feels weird given how much he sacrificed. Even though that's probably the right answer.
It's only three answers to me. It's Walt, Jesse, or Saul.
What's the Saul one?
I mean, Saul's connected to these people. You know what I mean? And so I think him putting them two together is going to keep him alive down the line. But I'm going Walt because again, Walt was the one that was supposed to go and kill Gail. You know what I mean? So, but he still found a creative way to get the message to Jesse for Jesse to go pull it off. Now Jesse may have not pulled it off, but he found a way to get that off. And so I think him orchestrating it and you know, like Walt was the mouthpiece of this whole thing, trying to keep them alive. And just like, bruh, I kept you alive. You gonna keep me alive? Like I got it. Walt went hard on this episode. Pause if needed, but like I got to give it. Jesse, you know, obviously he shot the buzzer beater, but like Walt set up the whole play. You know what I mean? So I got to go Walt.
I like that one. I think I gotta agree with you, Mom. I think I'm going Walt as well. Did you give an answer, Spike Lou?
Yeah, I
You said
said
Jesse.
Okay, my bad, man. My fault.
It's all right,
Lastly, the ranking. How do we rank this episode? I think
Come on,
this
man.
should be Trips.
Come on,
Blue
man.
Magic for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got another question real quick before we get out of here. Is this the best episode of Breaking Bad that we've gotten to this point?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Not a better episode than this. And there's a few that I look back at, but this is by far the best episode of Breaking Bad so far. This
is top 5 in the series.
Bruh, I said that when I finished. This is the only episode since we've done the pod that I've watched twice.
Interesting.
And I ran it right back. Like I ain't done that. I literally, when it went off, I scrolled the thing back and started from the beginning. This is the only episode that I've done that since we started doing this. And I said, oh, this might be top 5, but I know we got a lot coming in the next few seasons where this might slide out of the slot. But right now, in my mind, I'm like, bro, this top 5, this full measures is insane. And I know you had been saying that for a grip before we got here, Rich. So
yeah, especially when if you combine these two together, if you combine half measure and full measure, like you really got to get to
easily the best 2 back-to-back episodes.
we might have to put like, is this like right there with Blue Comet and Made in America? Or is that something worth?
That lane? Because towards the end, you got to. Breaking Bad has a run. Yeah.
Not yet.
The last 3 or 4 episodes of Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Like just hit after hit after hit after hit. Like they pull a string of them, but I don't think you get that until you get there.
Yeah.
This might be the last like string of episodes, or a couple at least. Because there's still a couple duds in the series, like in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many in season 5, but I know there's 1 or 2 just like so episodes still in the batch. But yeah, I think to answer the original question, this is the best episode so far.
Yeah, they did right. Oh, go ahead, Spike.
I was gonna say to your blue comment point, this is of all the episodes that we have reviewed, Blue Comet for me probably would be one. Made in America, maybe, but just the episodes with the highest stakes. Like this is right up there with the stakes of like it's still bigger stakes to come for Breaking Bad, but to this point, out of everything that we've reviewed with No More Half Measures and Good Earners, this is in the top 3, I think, as far as episodes where it's so much on the line.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah, I was gonna
Agreed.
say what they did really well. Just as we close, they got we got to the meat and potatoes. Like we didn't do all of the extra family shit that we don't care about. Like we're not that invested in. As much as they use this as foundational points for our protagonists, they got that out in the cold open, and we're straight in the we're in the street. We're in the street politics, and that's what really helps this episode. So.
No doubt, man. That's how we leave it. That's the end of season 3. As I mentioned at the beginning, we will be on a 2-week break, so we'll see y'all in a couple weeks. But that concludes season 3 of Breaking Bad. We'll be back with season 4. If you want to reach us in the meantime, Instagram, NMHM_Breaking Bad Pod. Email address is no more half measures pod@gmail.com. We out of here, but until then, Mo.
Keep cooking.